From the Home Slice News Center, this is the Daily Slice for Thursday, April 20th, 2023. I'm D. Ray Knight. This is what's going on. We're starting to see some of the fallout from the passage of the controversial social studies standards set this week by the state's Board of Education standards. The new standards are, of course, controversial, but now there are some practical issues arising. Katie Urban, the communications coordinator at the Douglas School District, says the change is a difficult one for educators because they will now have to find new suppliers that have the required content, and it could cost school districts up to $1 million. The new standards won't go into effect until 2025, and many are hoping that changes can still be made to reverse this decision. A disease is leading to a decline in the South Dakota deer population. Amy Rose has more on this. Amy, what is this disease called?
D-Ray, it's called the epizootic hemorrhagic disease, and Game, Fish, and Parks officials say it's a virus affecting white-tailed deer, and it's spread by a biting midge. Officials say there were just over 10 cases confirmed in 2022 in Meade, Pennington, and Lawrence County area, and nearly 130 suspected cases.
A Box Elder woman has been arraigned for allegedly abusing a child and having a house where drugs were used or sold during a 6-year period. A grand jury indicted 25-year-old Cheyenne Cunningham on March 1st. She was arrested on March 27th and pleaded not guilty to child abuse, keeping a place for use or sale of controlled drugs or substances, and a misdemeanor charge of contributing to the abuse, neglect, or delinquency of a minor. The indictment alleges the crimes took place from January 2016 to April 2022, from when the child was about 2 years old to when they were 8 years old. If convicted, Cunningham could face up to 10 years in prison and a fine of up to $20,000. In national and international news, House Speaker Kevin McCarthy has unveiled a sweeping package that would raise the nation's debt limit by $1.5 trillion into next year. The Republican leader announced the bill on Wednesday, just as President Joe Biden was preparing to deliver a speech in Maryland. The 320-page package imposes a long list of Republican priorities, including new spending caps, work requirements for recipients of government aid, and others that are sure to be non-starters for the White House. It has almost no chance of becoming law, but the Republican speaker is using the legislation as a strategic move, a starting point to draw Biden into negotiations that the White House has so far refused to have over the debt crisis. A semi-automatic rifle ban has passed the Washington state legislature. Amy Rose has the details. Amy.
D-Ray, a ban on dozens of semi-automatic rifles has cleared the Democratic-controlled Washington state legislature. Governor Jay Inslee has pushed for the ban and is expected to sign it into law. It'll almost certainly be challenged in court. The legislature approved the bill on Wednesday. The measure would cover more than 50 types of guns, including AR or AK-style rifles. It bans the future sale, distribution, manufacture, and importation of these firearms. The bill will go into effect immediately once it's signed. 9 other states have passed similar laws, and Republican lawmakers in Washington oppose the ban, contending it would not prevent mass shootings.
SpaceX is trying for the second time this week to launch the biggest and most powerful rocket. The nearly 400-foot Starship was poised to blast off from the southern tip of Texas this morning. It will be Starship's first test flight. There are no passengers or satellites on board. Elon Musk gives a 50-50 chance of the spacecraft reaching orbit. The company plans to use Starship to send people and cargo to the moon and ultimately Mars. A stuck valve scrapped Monday's try. Your weather forecast from the Home Slice Weather Center. A wind advisory is in effect starting at 9 o'clock this morning. Expect partly cloudy skies and a slight chance of snow with a high of 41. Low tonight, 26. And that was your Daily Slice for Thursday, April 20th, 2023. The Daily Slice is a production of Home Slice Media Group, hosted by D. Ray Knight with Amy Rose. Executive producer Mark Houston. Engineered by Chris Jacquez. I'm D. Ray Knight. Have a great day.